Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. To help keep this podcast free for you, we're partnering with Stokes Seeds. The 2017 Gardening Guide catalogs are hitting mailboxes everywhere. Request your catalog today online at stokeseeds.com or view virtual catalogs online. This fully secure site makes it easy to order your free catalog or your seeds or gardening accessories. More than just a listing of vegetable and flower seeds, Stokes Seeds' website is a complete resource center with valuable information on starting seeds, planting, and harvesting, plus all the gardening accessories you need to make your garden the envy of the neighborhood. Get growing with Stokes. We'll have more from Stokes Seeds in the next few weeks. Right now, today's question. We had another email question from Laurie, and Laurie says, the view from my dining room window is a beautiful oak tree. Now, the tree is between my house and the neighbor's house, but the houses are only about 15 to 20 feet apart. Is there anything I can plant under the oak trees which won't harm the old trees?
Yeah, I think definitely, there's a lot of options there that you could plant, from smaller shrubs to even smaller trees. I think the key is how you plant those and you don't damage the oak tree roots. Planting one or two shrubs or maybe smaller ornamental trees underneath that tree would be okay, but you don't want to be bringing bobcats in there and regrading underneath the tree and tearing all those roots up, because that's the one thing everybody always forgets about is the roots, and that's what's keeping that tree surviving and living and getting all the nutrients in the water. So, you do want to be careful that you're not going to be overly competing for all those nutrients and water with that oak tree, but you definitely could landscape underneath there for sure. Is there any rule of thumb on how far out from the trunk you'd like to stay, or? If you're going to do like a full-scale kind of reconstruction process, the rule of thumb is probably about a foot for every inch diameter. So, if you go up on that trunk of the tree about 4 feet and measure the diameter of the trunk, and let's say it's 20 inches, you want to say about 20 feet from the trunk of the tree. That's kind of what we would consider the critical root zone of the tree to be. But if you're just going in there to plant a few plants, I wouldn't go right against that flare. There's probably a lot of wood, a lot of roots right there. And how do you feel about ground cover underneath like a big oak tree, or even, any tree in the yard? Oh, I like ground cover. I think ground cover works really well. I think ground cover is something that, you don't have to mulch. So it's, from a maintenance standpoint, too, you're not remulching every year. You got to be careful what kind of ground cover you're using. If you use like an English ivy, that's a ground cover that could actually climb. Yeah. And climb up the side of the house, the tree. And then when it gets into the tree, that's when it becomes maybe an issue. But I love Vinca, and Euonymus coloratus is another good ground cover that that's pretty tolerable around our area here. Mm-hmm.
Hey, thanks again for listening to the podcast. Remember, your 2017 Gardening Guide catalogs are available now. If you want one delivered to your home, go to stokeseeds.com. For the best selection of vegetable, flower, and herb seeds available, go to stokeseeds.com. Cultivating successful growers for generations.